You've heard of composting, but what about carbonizing? If you're ready to revolutionize your garden while literally pulling carbon out of the atmosphere, biochar might just be the game-changing amendment you've been searching for. This ancient soil enhancement technique, rediscovered by modern science, offers gardeners an incredible opportunity to create healthier soil, boost plant growth, and contribute to fighting climate change, all from your own backyard. What is biochar? Biochar is essentially charcoal, created specifically for soil improvement, produced by heating organic materials in an oxygen-limited environment through a process called pyrolysis. Think of it as controlled burning without flames. You're transforming wood chips, agricultural waste, or even kitchen scraps into a stable, carbon-rich material that can remain in your soil for hundreds or even thousands of years. What makes biochar extraordinary isn't just its longevity, but its unique physical structure. Under a microscope, biochar reveals an intricate network of tiny pores and channels, creating a surface area that can be 100 to 1,000 times greater than the original organic material. This sponge-like architecture becomes a bustling metropolis for soil microorganisms while serving as a reservoir for nutrients and water. The magic happens because biochar is incredibly stable. Unlike organic matter that decomposes and releases carbon back into the atmosphere, biochar locks that carbon away in your soil. When you add biochar to your garden, you're essentially creating a carbon bank account that pays dividends in improved soil health while keeping atmospheric carbon levels in check. The water retention capabilities of biochar will transform how you think about irrigation. Those microscopic pores act like tiny water storage tanks, holding moisture during dry periods and slowly releasing it to plant roots when needed. Gardens amended with biochar can reduce watering needs by up to 30%, making your plants more resilient during drought conditions while lowering your water bills. Beyond water management, biochar becomes a nutrient superhighway in your soil. Its massive surface area and negative charge attract and hold on to essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, preventing them from washing away with rain or irrigation. This means your fertilizers work more efficiently, staying available to plants longer rather than leaching into groundwater. Many gardeners find they can reduce fertilizer applications by 20 to 40% while achieving better plant growth. The soil structure improvements from biochar are remarkable. Heavy clay soils become more porous and better draining, while sandy soils gain the ability to hold nutrients and moisture. This improved soil structure also means better root penetration, increased oxygen availability for soil organisms, and reduced compaction from foot traffic or heavy rains. Your soil literally becomes more alive, supporting a thriving ecosystem of beneficial bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that plants depend on for optimal health. Making biochar at home is surprisingly straightforward, though it does require attention to safety and proper technique. The most accessible method involves using a simple burn barrel or a metal drum with a controlled air supply. Start by gathering dry organic materials, hardwood scraps, pruned branches, corn cobs, or even paperwork well. You should avoid treated lumber, painted materials, or anything containing chemicals. The key to successful biochar production is maintaining the right temperature while limiting oxygen. Light your organic materials in the container and allow them to burn until you see primarily blue flames with minimal smoke. At this point, you'll want to restrict the air supply by partially covering the container, allowing the materials to smolder and char rather than burn completely to ash. The process typically takes 2 to 4 hours, depending on the amount of material and, weather conditions. Temperature control is crucial. Too hot, and you'll create ash instead of biochar. Too cool, and you'll have partially burned material that will continue decomposing in your soil. The finished biochar should be lightweight, black, and maintain some of the original material's structure. It should ring like a bell when tapped and break apart easily in your hands. Always prioritize safety when making biochar. Work in an open area away from buildings and dry vegetation. Keep water nearby for emergencies, and check local fire regulations before beginning. Also, consider involving neighbors or fellow gardeners to make the process more efficient and enjoyable while sharing knowledge and materials. Fresh biochar is like a new sponge. It's incredibly absorbent but empty of nutrients. Before adding it directly to your garden, you'll want to charge your biochar by soaking it in compost tea, liquid fertilizer, or even just water mixed with a bit of compost. This preloading process fills those microscopic pores with beneficial nutrients and microorganisms that will immediately benefit your plants. For vegetable gardens, mix biochar into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil at a rate of about 10 to 20% by volume. This might seem like a lot, but remember that biochar is lightweight, so a little goes a long way in terms of actual weight. For established perennial beds or around trees, work biochar into the root zone as much as possible without disturbing existing plants, then top dress with compost to help integrate it naturally over time. Container gardening offers an excellent opportunity to experiment with biochar ratios. Start with 5 to 10% biochar in your potting mix and observe how your plants respond. The controlled environment of containers makes it easy to see biochar's effects on water retention and plant growth, giving you confidence to expand its use throughout your garden. Different plants may benefit from varying amounts of biochar. Heavy feeders like tomatoes and corn appreciate higher concentrations, while plants adapted to low-nutrient environments might prefer lighter applications. Keep detailed notes about what works best in your specific conditions. Soil type, climate, and plant varieties all influence optimal biochar usage. When you incorporate biochar into your garden, you're participating in one of the most promising strategies for addressing climate change at the grassroots level. Every ton of organic waste converted to biochar removes approximately 3.7 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, carbon that would otherwise contribute to global warming as the organic matter decomposes naturally. The environmental impact extends beyond carbon sequestration. Biochar reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, which require enormous amounts of energy to produce and often create pollution during manufacturing. By improving nutrient retention in soil, biochar helps prevent fertilizer runoff that can contaminate waterways and create dead zones in lakes and oceans. Your garden becomes a model for sustainable agriculture practices that can be scaled up to farms and forests worldwide. Indigenous peoples in the Amazon created terra preta soils using biochar techniques over 2,000 years ago, and these soils remain incredibly fertile today. You're connecting with this ancient wisdom while contributing to modern solutions for environmental challenges. The ripple effects of biochar adoption in home gardens can be enormous. As more gardeners experience its benefits and share their knowledge, demand grows for biochar production facilities that can process agricultural and forestry waste that might otherwise be burned or sent to landfills. This creates economic opportunities in rural communities while reducing waste and greenhouse gas emissions. Biochar represents a remarkable convergence of ancient wisdom and modern environmental science, offering gardeners a powerful tool for creating healthier soils while actively fighting climate change. By incorporating biochar into your gardening practices, you're not just improving your plant's health and reducing your environmental footprint, you're becoming part of a growing movement of earth-conscious gardeners who understand that healthy soil is the foundation of a healthy planet. If this guide has inspired you to explore the potential of biochar in your own garden, make sure to subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more cutting-edge gardening techniques and sustainable practices. Share this information with fellow gardeners, because together we can cultivate not just better gardens but a better world. Your soil and your planet will thank you.